The Love Gurus podcast is starting now. The Love Gurus are comics that bring comedic wisdom to the savages asking bizarre relationship questions on the internet. Your hosts are Suzanne Leah Shepherd and Jake Vevera. I am the Love Gurus' pet robot Cassandra. I love you.
Oh, we are live.
Yay!
People, welcome to the Love Gurus podcast. Thank you for hanging on. We were a little late, but we're live once again. And we're going to take dating questions from the internet and the good people on YouTube in the comment section. So definitely comment on anything you want, ask questions, tell us to go fuck ourselves, whatever you want.
Yeah.
We're super excited tonight.
Yeah.
We are joined by two awesome returning guests. First up, he hosts Comedy Fight Club, hilarious comic. Follow him on social media. Matt Maran, thank you for being on the show.
What's up? Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for being back.
Took edibles for the first time this weekend. I'm a new man. I'm ready to get some dating
You've
advice.
never taken them
Your
before.
your mind has exploded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Jake looks like he's never not taken edibles.
I prescribed them.
Yes.
for my real problems.
Yeah.
No, I've been eating mushrooms lately, man. I haven't eaten a lot of mushrooms in a good long while.
And like a nice beef bolognese, or is that?
No.
Drugs.
Does Jake look like he eats vegetables?
No. The only vegetables I've ever eaten are hallucinogens. Yes. Peyote, psilocybin, broccoli, fuck it unless it's got a hit of acid on it, you know?
Yeah.
Love a little
Won't go near it. Yeah.
Also, that one handicapped dude in Iraq.
Yeah.
The other vegetable that Jake ate.
To be fair, you didn't see what he was wearing. He looked delicious. Not to blame the victim, but he looked delicious. He was dressed fucking.
I mean, I've seen that old movie Alive. You know, shit happens.
Yeah.
He was dressed like a really lean Argentinian soccer player.
Yes.
And it made me hungry. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. But our second guest, returning guest, hilarious comic, follow him on social media. Another Matt Fishman. Thank you for being on the show.
I think this is like my fifth time.
Wow,
you're
awesome. You're like the Steve Martin of our.
It also helps that I live like 3 blocks away, but whatever. Fifth time.
No, yeah, great.
I
love how Matt-tastic it is.
Yes, all Matt episode.
And Matt Fishman made a hilarious joke on Facebook. Matt-tastic in Manhattan. Which,
Manhattan.
I mean, we're not in Manhattan, but it's still hilarious.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Manhattan.
That was the name of in Sim City. That's what I named my city. I swear to God, when I was like in 7th grade, I named it Manhattan.
That is a dope 7th grade name for Sim City.
Back then, I was like, I'm impressed with myself.
You're like,
this is the high point. It's all downhill.
In New York.
Joel on YouTube says, I took edibles about 30 minutes ago. My edibles were venison, onions, and potatoes. Yeah, I've eaten some of those things.
Wow.
Sure.
Interesting. Yeah, a little venison. It's an odd season for venison. I thought that was more of like a fall dish.
Venison?
Yeah.
I think it's whatever hunting season is, right?
Yeah. Just wherever there's a deer, just kill it. You have it.
I guess.
That's true. But even then, it's got to be like in season. Otherwise, the game wardens come at you.
Because you can't shoot you can't shoot a mother. I mean, they're very Catholic about it, really.
Yeah, which is too bad because pregnant deers are the best deer. That's the best medicine.
It sounds like there's some room for some deer men's rights activists there. But it's okay to shoot the male deer.
Yeah. It's But that's great. I mean, venison is amazing. And so thank you to Joel for coming along. And we've got a lot of really good questions this week. Again, these are taken from Reddit. And again, on Reddit, there's a story. There's an arc, there's a beginning, and we're ready to help these people.
And they're out of their fucking minds, too. That's another thing I love about Reddit.
Oh, yeah, they're kind of crazy, too.
They're nuts. Oh, we're also drinking Sorticelli. God damn, I know I said that bad. Pinot Grigio.
Sounds like a mitochondrial disease.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it sounds like a slur.
Doctor, I've been diagnosed with Sorticelli disease.
Yeah. So you should have worn the condom. I don't understand why you didn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed how naturally you just said mitochondrial.
It did kind of roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
I feel like I read about something this week. I read anyway.
You said that like it was just any other word.
She said it perfect. I still have no idea what it means. I'm pretty sure it's a region in Uganda. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Am I close?
There are definitely mitochondria in Uganda. Jackpot.
Is it
Nice.
Is it the shit from Star Wars that they could sense the Force with the mitochondrials?
I think it's
That's true.
mitochondria
Oh, the midichlorians.
is the
Powerhouse of the cell.
Exactly, the powerhouse
From
of the
a
cell.
science video I
It's-
watched in first grade.
It's,
That's
it's,
all I
it's
know.
the Matt Maran. It's the Matt Maran of the body cell.
Hell yeah.
And Fishman, you'd be the DNA, keeping the order.
I'd
You
be
know,
in order. That's right.
Yeah.
I
I
would.
would give someone early heart disease. 'Cause I'm going to die at 45.
Fish.
Sorry to
Well,
break
you
it
might
to
get a
you.
little bit more too.
Hey,
Sure.
hey,
Sorry.
DNA. I'm here for some TNA.
Whoa.
There you go. All right. Well, let's take our first question.
There we go.
I like TNA puns.
Yes.
Little TNA puns.
Mm.
But
What
what's
other
on you?
puns can you make out of TNA?
Well, there was a wrestling company called
Yeah.
Total Nonstop Action.
oh,
Dude,
Yeah.
that's such a stupid name for a wrestling company.
It was 2002 when there was still things where like everyone's just
Total
trying to do an
nonstop action.
edgy thing.
Yeah.
The Attitude
Yeah.
Era type deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that was just it was too many Chiefs picking the name there.
Mm.
That just has 7 guys trying to come up with a name all over. Like, all right, we're gonna combine these 3 names into this long Frankenstein name that
Oh
just
well,
sucks.
I mean, look up like late '90s wrestling stuff. The stuff everyone heard about, The Rock,
Yeah.
Stone Cold. That's the good stuff. There's like some bad. There was a guy named Beaver Cleavage who they did an incest storyline
Beaver
with.
Cleavage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing. I would watch
Yeah.
pro wrestling if there was more incest storylines.
Oh,
That's
go back
amazing.
and look at the amount of things they did that no one talks about because they were just so bad.
Oh,
They
dude,
went
that's
for it.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
So
what
what was-
gave birth to a hand, if I recall
Yeah,
correctly? back then,
an
too.
old-
old lady gave birth
An
to
old
a
lady gave birth to a hand.
Was it the hand from Adam's Family? Is that its origin
hand.
story?
Thing? No, I don't think so.
Oh man.
How old do you consider a hand when it's born? I mean, does the
I don't
hand
know.
have
Well,
an age, or was it like an old
They're
hand?
just five.
A few years ago, they did like a 25th anniversary of Monday
Yeah.
Night Raw, and a life-size hand came, and it's
Oh,
like
wow.
he's all grown up now.
An interesting
Wow.
legal question. If you get a hand job from a severed hand that hasn't been around for 18 years, is that statutory?
I don't think a hand can ask for consent.
Oh, that's
Better
It can
question.
sign. It can
Better
sign language.
question.
Yes, I'm into this.
Like,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I give you a hand job?
Yes.
Yeah.
Better question though: if you don't know whether or not it's a male or female hand, is it gay?
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So
Can I
I'd
still
ca-
be in the Westboro Baptist Church
Yes.
if I've been jerked off by a
Yeah.
male hand?
What,
That was
yeah, what,
just a
what
hand.
pronouns
Yeah.
do you use for a hand?
Yeah,
It has to be they and them.
it's got to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Right?
I
They
bet
and them.
our 2 questions showed our priorities. You're more concerned about rape. I'm more concerned about being gay.
That's true. It's very, very, very old school, very throwback.
Joel
Yeah.
knows the hand thing.
Joel on YouTube, he says the hand birth was in WWF before it became WWE.
Yeah.
What do I mean? Yeah. What do people do on Mondays now that there's not? I mean, is there still Monday
Yeah, it's
Night
still
Raw?
around.
Oh, okay.
There's a Friday
Most
one now.
most
so.
people do what they do on Mondays is they don't watch Monday Night Raw anymore.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, or did they all just die of heart attacks in the early 2000s?
They brought back SmackDown. That's on Fox again, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's still on
I
Fox.
kind of want to get into it. What is
Now's not the time to get into wrestling. Watch
Wow.
watch old wrestling.
And
Yeah.
you know that's true if Matt Maran is telling you not to watch wrestling. Like that's not good.
I think
I
he's just saying that actually so that our friendship doesn't deepen.
There you go.
It's like, yeah, Suzanne, no, you're not gonna like it.
You shouldn't watch. Jake, you should watch. Come over sometime.
Wrestling? Oh, dude. Amy had us go see a Monday Night Raw thing in the Barclays Center because she had been
Yeah.
watching a
That sounds
reality
kinda
TV
cool.
show about
Yeah.
the wrestling wives. And I'm like, you know the wives aren't going to be there, right? You know it's going to be a lot different. And
Some of
dude,
them are
it
no.
The
sucks.
twins are.
The show, yeah, the show is about female wrestlers.
Oh,
And
really?
Some
I
of
thought it
them
was the
happen
wives. I
to-
thought
some
it
of
was
them are.
wrestling.
There's a couple of them who were married to like the guys.
Ah,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Mm.
That's
Like the
where I
twins.
got
One of the twins
confused.
is married to John Cena, I think. Am I correct?
No,
Yeah.
she was.
She was.
No, she was engaged. She proposed at WrestleMania, and then 6 months later,
Yeah.
they called off the marriage.
Whoops.
Wow,
That's amazing.
what a heartbreaker!
Did
What
they-
an unforeseen heartbreaker!
Did they do it as part of a wrestling plot? Was she like in the ring on Monday Night Raw going, fuck you, John Cena, like throwing it back at her and then
No,
suplexing
because they
some
don't-
chick he was sleeping with, like that kind of shit?
I wasn't lying when I said not to watch it anymore. No, they don't do cool stuff anymore.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, Triple H married Stephanie McMahon by drugging her and driving her to a Vegas drive-thru. That's how they got married on TV.
Really?
Yes.
I just think John Cena looks like, like when you have like that foam soap and it makes, it stands up. That's what his face looks like. His face looks like foamed soap.
Foam
Mm.
soap.
And then what was this? Joel says, Suzanne, my hand has never given consent, but well,
it's easily convinced.
It's a little romance. Sure, Joel. I can see that up your alley. But amazing. So should we? Yeah. So like I said, we have some really great questions this week. A lot of marriage-esque themes. Because one of the love gurus is getting married at the end of this month. So
I am. Whoa. True story.
We're getting
July 31st in Iowa, getting married.
So it's So these questions I think are going to help Jake and Amy on their upcoming nuptials.
And I also recently went to a wedding, so I'm also an expert.
Nice. Well, I didn't know until just a couple weeks ago that there's bridal showers and bachelorette parties, and that those are two different things. I didn't know. I guess I kept thinking she was talking about the same party until like a couple weeks out.
Yeah.
For your wedding, they should have a groom shower because Jake is gross.
That's true. Me and all the groomsmen are going to shower together.
I don't know. That sounds like some sort of like prison assault. The groom shower.
Groom shower. It's like when one guy's in the middle and they're all doing this. I'll go too far. Sorry about that.
New inmate, you're getting groom shower. What does that mean? Fall asleep and you find out.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a bridal shower, but a little different.
It's a little stickier.
Amazing.
Not as good as a baby shower, but
John F said Joel will be there. John F on YouTube.
Nice. Yeah. So should we get started with our first question?
Yes, let's do it. First question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or type them in on the chat live every single Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But we're going to take our first question from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
First question. My boyfriend's mad at me because I respected my girlfriend more than his bride's demands. What do I do to make things right? I'm 28 and it's supposed to be the best man at my best friend's wedding. He's also 28. My best friend has been dating his new fiance for 5 years and they're getting married in October. My girlfriend, who's 27, and I have been together since high school for almost 12 years. We're also expecting a child together. My girlfriend and I are not wedding people, and we've made a choice not to get married, but we do have a cohabitation agreement. Note that my girlfriend and I are fully committed to each other.
Cohabitation agreement? Are they part lizard? That's a crazy fucking term for two people living together.
I don't know. I mean, it's also like, is it in writing? I don't know. Anyway, that's all he says. Okay. So he says,
Dr. Monroe, these two have a cohabitation agreement. They are my greatest specimens.
The couple getting married is allowing everyone a +1 at the wedding, but for the bridal party, she's only allowing married couples to sit at the head table. Now, all of the bridesmaids are married except for one, and the groomsmen are all single. The maid of honor is engaged, not married, and she's allowed a +1 at the head table. When I assumed my girlfriend would be an exception and allowed to sit at the head table with us, the bride shut me down and said, no exceptions, married couples only. I told her that it's not fair to make an exception for the maid of honor, and her words to me were, no ring, no bring. And she said that we need to accept her choice and that our choice to be unmarried comes with consequences. I then told her that I needed to respect my girlfriend and therefore I'm going to step down as best man so they could find someone more appropriate for the job. The bride just cussed me out and left the room saying that I'm selfish for not prioritizing her wedding over some girl. My best friend got mad at me because he feels like I'm going to ruin his wedding day. How do I fix this situation? I think it kind of fixed itself. Maybe I started off with a bad question. Don't be friends with these people.
I think they could start with asking shorter questions to the people.
Yeah, this one's a little long. It's a little long. Like I said,
I'm glad we knew every single person involves age.
I think that's important information.
That's true. It kind of is with a lot of these questions, just not this one specifically.
Because these are
the one question that we didn't need the ages for. This lady's all over them.
Yeah.
You know, we got the age of the groomsmen, the bridesmaids, the priest, the kid, the priest is fucking. We got all the info about this.
But these people are in their late 20s, right? They're well into adulthood. They're getting married. And the bride is saying you can only sit at the head table if you're married, except for the maid of honor, you're engaged, so you can sit at the head table.
No, they're all gonna as a couple. So the best man's allowed to sit at the head table, just not his cohabitation partner.
His cohabitation partner.
Yes.
because I can see this.
What a great way for a guy to get out of getting married. By the way.
Doesn't every little girl grow up and dream? Gosh, I want to have a cohabilitation arrangement.
Cohabitation.
Cohabitation.
Cohabitation. Yeah, mitochondrial, and now we're just downhill. Okay.
So little girls who dream of that, and that's how you can tell that they're robots. They're aliens. That's not a normal human word at all.
Yeah.
So because I can see this in two ways. One is kind of like, who cares? It's just one day.
Yeah.
It's just one meal. Like, you don't really spend that much time at the head table anyway. So for like the pregnant habitation partner to sit out, to sit somewhere else for an hour, it's like, it seems fine. But him being like, I am standing, but I don't know, or maybe I'm jaded and just like put off by how, like, I guess noble this guy kind of seems. He's like, I want to respect my girlfriend.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of problems that just come from, it'll be like one person who's being kind of irrational and complaining, and all it takes is the other person to be like, I'm just going to let you do whatever you want to do. The problem is when you get someone who's like, well, I'm not going to let them walk all over me. I have to fight. I have to be irrational and combative also.
Yeah, it's all worth fighting for. Yeah.
All it takes is one of these people to just be like, okay, I'll be chill.
Yeah.
I mean, he has, this is his best friend, and he has now said, I'm not going to be the best man. So which means it's not going to be, in the photos, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that's a big step to say over something that isn't that big of a deal. Like, is the bride being ridiculous? Yeah. But at the same time,
there was a whole reality TV show called Bridezilla. You got to expect that sometimes.
Oh my gosh. So many bad eyelashes on that show.
This lady has terrible eyelashes.
Crazy. Yeah.
This woman has the worst eyelashes.
Like, imagine a horse screaming and crying. Like, that's what basically all of these
that
women
horrible rhyme she had. No ring, no bring.
Yeah.
My ass.
But also it doesn't even make sense because she's still going to be at the wedding. She's not going to bring. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Like, if I'm the best man, my thought is just like, all right, I don't like if my best friend's soon to be wife is like, you can't have this seating arrangement. I just look at my best friend and be like, women, and then go to the wedding. But also,
like, you're the one who bought it, dude. You gotta live with this now. Not me. Also, I don't give a shit.
If my cohabitation partner is really upset about it, then that's where it becomes an interesting thing.
A cohabitation partner sounds like she gets fucking moody.
Yeah.
Cohabitation, that's not a word that some dude made up. That's
but also, if I'm the best man, I'm still just like, hey, look, we can sit separately for an hour, and if she's really mad about it, it'd be like, hey, if you do this, maybe you'll get promoted to wife one day.
This is why you're just down to partner.
This is why you're a cohabitation partner.
I will merely cohabitate with you until you shut the fuck up and stop whining about every single goddamn dinner we go to. How dare you? Go cohabitate in the other room. You're pissing me off.
It's hard to tell who you guys are talking about. You're talking about the girlfriend, not the bride, right?
I'm talking about.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I think everyone involved fucking sucks.
Everyone in this question is kind of a terrible person.
So if the best man doesn't think it's a big deal, like, why does he have to? He's like, I have to stand up for my girlfriend. I don't know if it's clear. Is the girlfriend mad she can't sit at the head table?
I think it's he doesn't want her to feel he actually didn't say we do know her date of birth and social security number, but we don't know what she feels, but he feels like he needs to do that because like you said, it was two people that they just went to went to 10 immediately. Why was the conversation of, hey, actually, maybe I just won't sit at the head table. I'll sit with my girlfriend, but I'll still be the best man. Why wasn't that conversation had? It's like he's just like, no, I'm gonna. That's how I picture everyone in this question talking.
They're all from a lollipop guild.
It's like or I was gonna say the Rugrats grew up and got married.
I'm really glad that they're all in sort of like a family / cohabitation thing together. Because that way they're not out in the world bothering the rest of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of these people could be at my wedding, for fuck's sake. My wedding's at the end of the month. Luckily, they're at their shitty wedding,
right?
Being buzzkills to each other. You know who can sit with my groomsmen and my fiance's bridesmaids? Whoever the fuck they want. I don't give a shit. If Mitt Romney
because that's at your own risk at Jake's wedding.
If one of my groomsmen is straight up a Mormon fundamentalist and has 4 fucking wives in a compound, he gets to bring all 75 of his children, all 8 of his wives. They all get to sit at the fucking table. Why? Because we're not assholes at my wedding. These people suck.
But this is the thing, though, and I think that it's instances like this, so he's really drawn a line in the sand and saying, I'm not going to be in your wedding. I mean, this is going to end a friendship. There's no way to recover from this situation, right?
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I have a lot of friends that I would still consider myself friends with them, but after they got married, I'm certainly much more distant from that person. It was like, when everyone was like single, we were really close, we chit chat more. But now it's like, there are people that I was in their wedding and I probably haven't spoken to those people in like 10 years.
Sure.
So it's like, you
get married, you have kids, you die. It's a thing I'm walking into.
Yeah.
I'm staring
or
right
I don't
down
know,
the barrel.
maybe I
you guys will never see me again. It's gonna be sad.
Yeah, so but I'm just saying, like,
except right here on the Love Gurus
Except
podcast.
on the Love Gurus podcast. I'll be like, baby, can I come out of my marriage trunk like that thing in Pulp Fiction in the fucking
The gimp.
Yes, like the gimp in the pawn shop. Can I come out once a week at 8:30? And she's like, all right, but other than that, you're going back to sleep.
My advice to this couple is to start the cohabitation podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
I gotta know what it's like to cohabitate.
Yeah,
sounds interesting but scary. You know, I think it could get listeners.
I think it's also like weird if you're in that kind of that cohabitate, like that they go to a wedding. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people also, I think, diss marriage because it's just like almost like a hipster thing to do. Get
married or
to not get married.
Yeah,
we're against that.
Makes you feel
this thing.
Yeah,
like to be defined.
Once everyone can get married in Russia, then I'll get married.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it until then.
I'm not getting married until they abolish the police.
I was actually into that before it became popular. Doing that. That's kind of that thing. To abolish the police.
Yeah.
Joel on YouTube says, dude needs to rethink this. Girlfriend has to sit on the other side of the room while he's seated with bridesmaids. Drinks will flow. He might be able to score on the side. Did I say that out loud? Absolutely. He also wants
typed it out loud. But
is it cheating if you're only cohabitants?
That's true. Yeah. It's only half cheating, I think, at that point.
Only half cheating.
Yeah.
So have your wife on the other side of the room and hit on the single bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in a polyhabitation relationship now. That's the way that shit works. The drinks are flowing. He also says, how old is the organist? Inquiring minds want to know. John F on YouTube says, waiting on my invite, Jake. Yeah, fuck it. You're invited. Anybody in the comment section. Yeah, fuck it. If you can make it to Iowa City on July 31st.
You're invited.
Yeah, you're invited. The people that showed up live, if you're watching later on YouTube, still watch, like, and subscribe. But you gotta
keep the guests down just to live participate.
That's right. That's not gonna.
Someone flies out to Iowa City. It's like, I know you weren't in the live chat. What are you doing here?
But they're banging on the glass like
I watched. I missed it. I
downloaded after I came to work.
Like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. I liked and subscribed. I liked and subscribed.
But yeah, it's
John F says, "Can I be your plus one?"
Yeah,
I can sit at a separate table. No, you're sitting right up here with me.
You're replacing Amy.
Yeah. The wife sits at the other table. It's Saudi Arabia rules.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think that I don't know. I mean, I think that this friendship is doomed. First of all, just because everyone kind of seems a little weird. These are people that seem like they do kind of have a lot of drama in their lives. Yeah. But honestly, sir, if you're taking a hard stand over where you're going to sit for maybe 45 minutes and you're ending a friendship over this, your friendship kind of wasn't great in the first place.
Also, to be fair, like the bride is the crazy one in the story.
Oh, sure.
He's just responding in a crazy way. We're talking to him and giving him advice because we feel like we can reach him.
Yeah.
The bride is too far gone.
Yeah, she's gone. And
she's over the deep end.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's the bride's day. She vetoes everything. That's the rule. It's the bride vetoes everything. The grooms, let's face it, you're getting married. It's a big day, but it's for the bride.
You're along for the ride.
Can I honestly say my favorite part of a wedding is when the reception starts and all of the bridesmaids come out and they just start bitching about all the shit that went down. Like, can you believe her mother did this? Because it's like they haven't had an opportunity to decompress. And so they just come out and all of the gossip that's happened, for the rehearsal dinner, the getting ready for the wedding, like the whole process. And they just come and unleash. I mean, those are the best weddings.
Yeah, and the groomsmen are just getting drunk and chilling.
Yeah, my favorite part of the wedding is the open bar, not the dumb bridesmaids.
Open bar, cocktail hour, and the open bar. I had a wedding where something went wrong. I don't know, but the main part of the dinner was delayed. Something was wrong in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So the cocktail hour lasted like 2.5 hours. It was the best wedding I ever went to.
Yeah.
It was great. It's the best
Yeah.
part. Like, why can't the whole wedding just be the cocktail hour? It's
Yeah.
like I never really got a good main meal at a wedding. It's like, okay, there's some
I
sort of
did.
dry-
I did one time, and I've
Once.
probably been to like
Yeah.
50 weddings in my life.
The best food's always the cocktail hour. So
Right.
I'm totally just for that.
Dude,
Yeah.
not
I
only
get
are we
married,
having an
that's
open
it.
bar, bath salts. We got
Oh,
bath
yeah.
salts. Some bath salt in the
You
center.
can eat each other's face. That's the kind of
Fuck
venison.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a candy bar, but yeah, it's just edibles and mushrooms.
And Iowa doesn't care about COVID. You know what's dessert?
Uh,
Fried bat. Yeah. Fried frosted bat.
Ooh, I love a little churro crusted bat.
Uh-huh.
Gonna start some,
Goddamn right.
get some COVID-21.
Yeah.
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 This one's legal age.
Amazing. Well, perfect. Well, I think we answered that question.
Well, okay, no,
Or do you have
yeah,
you have final advice? Of
I
course.
really want to give this guy advice. Here's what you do, right? So the bride is fucking nuts about this, and she's saying you got to be married and all that, right? So you and your cohabitation partner or whatever the fuck, so you guys clearly don't care about marriage, you know what I mean? And neither did I,
Which is fine.
until my fiance forced me to care about marriage. You know what I mean? Like I get it. I get it.
That's I just realized this. They don't care about marriage so much they won't do it, but they really care about where they sit at someone else's
yes.
wedding.
Here's what I suggest.
Oh my God, that is a great point.
Here's what I suggest.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage style. You go to Reno before the wedding. You go to Reno that day. Drive through one of those things, get married, show up with the certificate, get some cheap $2 rings.
Yes.
Guess who else got married? You know what I mean?
You're
And then
gonna
the
let my
next day,
wife sit with me now?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day, oh, hey, Frank, what happened to your new wife? Didn't work out. Just do it. Just troll her.
I had a friend, and this wedding, he already sent out the invites for his wedding.
Yeah.
Another friend, he got a girlfriend, got engaged within, I don't know, 5 months.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to bring my fiance to the wedding. They're like, well, it's too late. We already organized. There's no room for her. You know, the wedding's already been set. We already have it.
Which is hilarious when people say that. Like,
Yeah, it's like
because
there's no room.
I understand if it's like a 10-person wedding, but if you're inviting like 70 people and you can't fit one more, like fuck off.
And she was just like, you can't come to the wedding. Like, she can't come. There's no room at the table. And he was like, well, I'm still going to bring her. And I'm just going to, it's like, well, there's no food for her. There's no plate. And he's like, well, I'm just going to get her, she'll eat McDonald's at the wedding. That's what he said. So they're going to get McDonald's. She'd be sitting there at the table, standing up with like just a McDonald's begging like a Happy Meal. Or whatever.
I mean,
That's a real thing that happened.
But again, for the bride and groom, you know, again, like, why are they? I understand, like, if they're trying to keep numbers down, but again, if it's like, you know, a +1, you know, like, it's one thing if it's kids. Kids are a different story because that can like quadruple your wedding. But adding a +1, it's like, what?
That's nothing.
Yeah, that's nothing. Like, why are you being so persnickety about it? It's
Jake just added live YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
going crazy.
I love the idea that at your wedding there's going to be like a roped off section. It's like the YouTube,
Yeah.
the YouTube viewer.
Dude, I'm just saying, the main entree is pizza. Pizza from Iowa. Like, I don't give a shit. You want to bring
Yeah.
some people?
Is that real?
Yeah, it's called Poly Eyes. It's really good.
Nice.
Polio's like a string cheese?
Poly Eyes.
Oh, Polio. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Best pizza in Iowa, goddammit.
it's going to be a great day. But
Yes.
Of all the 5 pizzerias in Iowa, that's the best one. Right?
Yep.
they went and did their wedding tasting at each pizzeria.
Yeah.
Bring me the Godfather.
John on YouTube says, are they really two people? Finkel is Einhorn. Nice. I like that. I like that. Joel says, meal at the reception is bat tartare, COVID-22. Marriage is only important when it involves the seating chart. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He says, I'm crashing the wedding of Amy and Jake, and I'm bringing a wedding jingle to the tune of the wreck of the Edmonds Fitzgerald. That's it. That's a throwback to a different show.
What?
Jake and Amy will have a roped off section for Volume Maniacs. Also a throwback to a different show, but shout out to the Volume Maniacs.
Yes.
I thought that was like
Debatable.
the name of your fans. Or the
Sirius
Volume
XM
Maniacs.
Volume
We should
Channel
make it
106. Fans of that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are welcome. It will be roped off to the side. I thought I missed one, but yeah.
Great. Well, perfect. Well, I think we answered that question.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you have a question to write it to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or watch every single Thursday live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night on YouTube. We're going to take another question from the Maniacs on Reddit.
Next question. My ex has given her new boyfriend keys to the house that we both own.
How old are they?
Actually, this one, I don't think it says. Okay. My fiance of 13 years decided the last summer that things aren't working out and that we should separate. We own a house together, which we're still living in, so I opted to move into the spare room, and we've been living fairly amicably for the last few months. However, she recently met someone else and has started having him stay overnight once a week, every Sunday. I'm asked to vacate the property overnight the following day while he's over. I've relented so far to try and be reasonable,
That's
but I'm
like
obviously
Walter and Big Lebowski.
No.
He's taking the Pomeranian bowling and everything. This poor fucking guy.
She recently asked me if she could give him a key to the house, and I told her that I wasn't comfortable with it since she'd effectively be giving him access to everything I owned. He stayed over last night, so she agreed to not give him a key. He stayed over last night, and so I left the house and went to go sit down on a friend's couch. This morning, my Ring doorbell camera popped up on my phone with a video showing them both leaving the house to walk the dog, and it showed him locking up my house with what appears to be his own set of keys, which he then put into his pocket. I can tell from the video that they aren't my ex-partner's keys. I have no idea what to do. If I bring it up with her, it's going to look like I'm spying, but I'm angry that this new person now has keys to my house. What do I do?
Yeah, John on YouTube says dead serious. That shit is cold.
Yeah. Okay. So let me start by saying that. Okay. So to recap, they were engaged. They were together for 13 years. It didn't work out. So they own this house together. So they're still both living in the house. Error number one.
They're cohabitating.
Yeah,
They're
I love how that works out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to share the house with my ex-wife and whoever she decides to fuck. I see no way this will bite me in the ass.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
It'd be weird for the new guy too. It's like, oh, you're great. Anything's like, yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, well, my ex kind of lives with me still.
What
It's
if,
like,
dude-
oh, it's all right. Okay, I'm fine.
This isn't a forever relationship.
So strange.
What if he went home with her
Got the
drunk?
keys, though.
What if they were drunk the first time they hooked up? And it was just a drunken night. She didn't explain the situation, right? He's going down to get a sandwich or a beer or something in the buff. And here comes some other fucking guy also getting a beer and sandwich. And he's like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And they just, they're going back and
It's
forth.
like the pilot of a really bad sitcom.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Three's Company where one guy ends up stabbed.
Yeah.
This is a bad idea.
A 13-year engagement?
Okay, so I also
wow.
so that's what the question said. I don't know if he meant that they'd been together for 13 years or if they were engaged for 13 years. Because if you're engaged for 13 years, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and you guys need to not be engaged anymore. Just cohabitate. But the other thing about this guy that irritates me is I find it hard to want to help him when he's not helping himself. I mean, I've been in a situation where I've had to live with an ex. Like, we broke up, but we still it was the end of our lease, but it was only for 6 weeks, and it was and then we were, but
like short term is
short term.
This doesn't sound like
for
that.
For a year basically since last summer, they've been living in the same house together. Like, he needs to get the fuck out, or she needs to get the fuck out, or so it's like. Yeah, it's bad that she gave the ex the keys, but she probably just doesn't give a shit anymore because she wants you to get the fuck out.
Did they buy the house together, or is it like his house?
So they bought it together, but again, there's ways to go about this, like financially, right?
Yeah.
Like if she wanted to keep it, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like I feel like the girlfriend did this because she just doesn't care about him anymore, and she kind of asked as a lip service, but she's just going to do whatever the fuck she wants. And it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Well, exactly. He's not helping himself. It's sort of like the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but if that horse is just kind of letting his ex-mare hang around him and get railed by other stallions while he's trying to get a drink, he's not going to enjoy the water. He's going to be distracted.
My dad used to tell me that all the time.
Benjamin Franklin first said
that.
Yeah. Franklin.
It's just such an odd situation. It's I don't know. Like, do you think that they still have sex? I kind of feel like they probably do.
I think this guy jerks off wishing they still had sex. But this sad sack
jerks off in her bed when she's not home. So weird like that.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm sure
he's wrapping her bras around his Johnson.
I was just gonna say he goes into the laundry room and is like, "Oh, your sheets are done."
Yeah.
Didn't get everything out.
I'm sure the front door camera is the only camera in the house he's using to watch.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's also what I thought. Because he's like, oh, I don't want her to think that I'm spying on her. But yeah, it's the front door camera. I mean, that's not. But I think that this
guy's
is
dumb.
crazy.
I think he's still using the paintings with the eyes cut out like a goddamn Scooby-Doo.
Also, the key
villain.
thing is he's clearly way more like bitter and into this like relationship than she is. He's going on the cameras like, she better not listened to me about this key. I'm gonna zoom in and make sure I can see whether he's like, I recognize in the camera it wasn't my fiance's ex-fiance's.
That
like,
you could tell it wasn't the key. It was a different kind of keychain. That's some observant shit.
Yeah, unless it's something like his ex had like a pink puff or something on the like a distinctive keychain. But yeah, for him to be like, those aren't the keys. I normally have Mets keys for my spare keys. You know, those weren't Mets. You know, it's just like, it's so stupid. I mean,
yeah. You remember that scene in Bronx Tale where Chaz Palminteri is telling that kid, why are you chasing him over $20? Do you like him? Well, then good, let him run, because for $20 he's out of your life forever. If that kid would have then said to Chaz Palminteri, I'm letting my ex live in my house with me for a year and fuck other dudes, Chaz Palminteri would have had him whacked. He would have fucking strangled him with a tie like the wig guy in Goodfellas. That's how that would have gone. He would have been out.
Yeah, it's like I said, you hear about it all the time, and I've known several couples who, after they broke up, they lived together for a significant amount of time, and it's always like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, that's a terrible, toxic situation, and you need to get out of it. But but speaking of giving partners keys, has it ever happened to you where you lived with roommates and a roommate gave her skank ass boyfriend a key to your apartment? It happened to me one time. And
my roommates are two men, so if they gave their skank ass boyfriend a key, that would be that would be pretty hot.
No, but it happened to me one time, and it was kind of like, but again, I couldn't prove that she had made him a set of keys, or I didn't know if she had just given him her keys. But it's like, you know, he opened the door, and I was sort of like, oh, okay, I guess, all right, you know. But again, it's like, but we had our own locks on our own bedroom doors, so I guess it was fine.
You had
but
locks on your bedroom doors?
Oh, I've lived with some pretty bottom of the barrel.
I think that's a classy thing. Wow, you have your own locks on your bedroom doors.
I mean, like, you know, if you're trying to live cheap, like, it's not like you're, you know, living with, you know, honest, trustworthy people. You know, you're living with hustlers who
subletting
hustle their rent from
New
your
York
wallet.
is a nightmare sometimes. Yeah.
It's pretty. I mean, not all of them have been terrible, but
oh my god, I when I first moved here, I was living out of a hotel and just finding places on you know.
That sounds so
Craigslist
fancy.
I was just
living the life of the Monopoly man in a hotel.
He didn't say what. He didn't say what hotel.
Yeah, it was all right. It was Bellevue. It was. I call it a hotel. It was fine, you know. But I was talking to this guy on the phone, and I was talking to him for a little bit. He was a little weird, but whatever. He was just telling me about New York. You know, I told him I'm new to the city and all that. And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm pretty sure you're the right fit." And then he calls me back like couple hours later, and he's like, yeah, before you come over, actually I just rented it to these two college girls, man. And I was like, yeah, oh, that's cool. And this guy was like, he sounded like he was like late 40s 50s maybe, you know, and he's
sounds pretty cool.
Oh no, opposite of that. He's sitting there going, yeah, man, it's these two college chicks, they're both from China, and I think they're into me, and dude, I think I could fuck them both. And I was like, you don't even know me. You've never even met you creepy shit. I just
I am rooting for this man.
Dude, go get it. I hope he cohabitates long and hard. Both of them at the same time.
You still have his number, call him and find out. Like,
oh my god, let's text him right now.
Follow up. I know it's been many years. I know those Chinese chicks.
Yeah, like, hey, you probably don't remember me. 7 years ago, I had just moved to New York. Did you fuck them both, or are you in jail right now? So I have to know.
In my head, I had the two girls from Austin Powers fuck me and fuck you.
Yeah. But as a female looking for an apartment in New York, it is so common. Like one time I went to go look at this apartment, and it was like a railroad apartment. And so of course the creep who lived there, he had and he goes, oh, you can live in here. This is where you sleep. Don't worry, I won't walk by too many times when you're undressing. I was like, what?
That's
And
right.
he had like another door. Like
Yeah.
he didn't have to walk through my bedroom, but he was just making it known that he would do so ever so often. And I was like, I'm leaving. And then he texted me. He's like, why haven't you accepted the apartment yet? I was like,
Yeah.
I kind of want to call the police on you.
Oh, dude, here's another creepy thing about that guy that I forgot about. Dude, so I didn't know, like, there's like a kind of, you know how they'll give like little bullets of like no smoker, no meth head, no this and that. And so he's got a lot of those. And you'll see a lot of like female preferred roommates, but that's usually front and center.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This guy had buried in a bunch of bullet points, female preferred. Like, I didn't see it, but I'm like, you're a dude asking for female preferred.
Really
Like,
weird.
usually when you see that, or I assume it's like, oh, this is a female that doesn't want some creepy dude like that guy or like me living there.
It's the other way around.
It's the other way around.
It's a dude who fucks is what it sounds like.
Apparently, you think so?
Do you saw this guy's number? Everything you
wish
said
I did,
about
man.
it makes me want
Like
to be
if,
friends.
like if Bill,
I like this guy.
if
I want to
Bill,
go hang out at high school
Yeah.
with this guy
Just-
across
yeah.
the street where the
Hell
kids
yeah.
like to smoke.
yeah, I mean, to put it into perspective, Bill Cosby would write female preferred on any of his listings. you
Hey,
know?
Bill Cosby's innocent. He's out. The Supreme Court or
Welcome back,
Hey,
King. Welcome
yeah.
back, King.
yeah, Pennsylvania court overruled it.
Joel on YouTube says,
Nightmare.
Jake, I'm sorry. It didn't work out with the college chicks. I should have rented you the room. John says Jake was renting by the hour. Yeah, 100%. It was pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough back then.
Yeah, it's always rough when you first move to New York. But
That
my
was fine.
my final advice, Fishman.
From like 20 minutes away.
Yeah. But my final advice for this guy is like, look, what's happened is bad, yeah, but you need to get out of the situation. Use the fact that she gave the keys to her partner as your ammunition to get the fuck out and to get this situation sorted and move on with your life.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get his place. How good is this house that he's staying there? Move out.
yeah, I mean, good question. Maybe
it does
it's
sound
a corner
like
lot.
Yeah, it does sound like he's still like upset about the relationship.
Oh, what was that
ending.
plot with Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston and what's his face? Vince Vaughn were in a
Oh,
situation.
the
breakup.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
didn't want to leave. That was the thing. They didn't want to leave their apartment or whatever they
Yeah,
were.
yeah, exactly.
And that was the plot.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Got to
That's
see
like-
Jennifer
That
Aniston.
wasn't-
Got to see Jennifer Aniston's bare ass. in
That wasn't
movie.
really her ass, though. That was like a stunt ass.
Really?
It,
No,
it has to be.
No, it was not.
What?
Because I remember listening on the radio that it was talking about how they had said that they were like, oh, okay, like they were like, oh, in the scene we'll just get like a set, and she was like, no, I want to use my own ass.
Good for
I'm
her.
Jennifer Aniston, and it was totally her real ass.
I respect
That's
that.
like
I respect that a
far
lot.
away. I mean, but it looks amazing.
Yeah. It
Like
looks
amazing.
I wish mine looked like that.
That
Me
was
too.
hers. I study celebrity asses.
Yes.
Jennifer Aniston.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about it in Horrible Bosses when she was saying all that nasty shit to Charlie Day.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
hot.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was a good
Yeah.
movie.
It's like, ooh, Rachel.
Yeah. So what final advice do we have for this man?
Move out.
Move out.
Move out.
No, stay.
Whoa!
Stay. Stay. Here's what you do.
The Supreme Court is not unanimous.
Yeah. I'm the oddball. I'm Roberts. Sometimes I go left, sometimes I go right. You never know what I'm going to do. You stay. You also get a friend to give a key to. Yeah, yeah. Expect a couple of them.
Yeah.
You're
Oh, that's
polygamous
a
now.
great idea.
You're polygamous.
Or he should walk naked to intimidate her.
Uh-huh.
Pull a Jennifer Aniston on her. Be like, yeah, you missed this ass. She's like, I got to
Yeah.
get out of here. I can't
Bring
live
home a
this.
skank
Yeah.
boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You are a bisexual polygamous, pansexual. You're bringing home in fucking cooking wear now. You know,
Yeah.
like you're going. There's
See
all kinds
this
of people.
package
Hey,
of Jet Puff marshmallows? It's gonna get fucked.
yeah. Lightly toasted.
He was already fucking cooking where when he was fucking his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I've always had a thing for frying pans. This thing has a key. I'm a pansexual. See? It's got a key attached to it, you know?
Oh,
And you
yeah.
you give that key to a bunch of people. You're a polygamist now. You're Mormon. You're whatever you got to be. You
Yeah.
know? I don't give a shit.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, perfect. I think we answered that question.
100%. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. But first, let's hear from our somewhat sort of sponsors.
Yeah.
Sortellisi wine, Pinot Grigio. The grapes for this Pinot Grigio are grown in Adig Valley. This wine exhibits typical Pinot
Adig
Grigio
Valley.
characteristics with a floral nose, notes of pears, and bright, clean, crisp finish. This wine
Ooh.
is grown by a couple who are sharing the vineyard, even though they got divorced a little while back. And,
I knew it.
and the guy that makes the bottles is still kind of with the lady that does the grapey thing, but she's fucking some guy. He makes the labels. It's a whole ordeal, but still tastes pretty good. Sorticelli, Pinot Grigio, get you some. And now time for our next question from the Wild Animals on Reddit.
Next question. Husband refuses to do foreplay and is now threatening divorce. I'm 31 and my husband is 38, and we've been together for a year and a half. I have to mention to my husband a couple times now that I would like foreplay. He says that he's all about the main course.
I haven't been doing the banners. Hang on. There we go.
Oh, nice. He says that he's all about the main course and none of the appetizer bullshit. I can't help but feel like it's all about him. I
believe that was in a Drake song. He's stealing from Drake.
I've compromised and asked if it can be done at least once a week. He got upset with me and said that he no longer wants to be with me because of this. I've apologized to him for bringing it up in the wrong way, but I mean, can this really be worth throwing a marriage away for?
We are devout Protestants, Linda. I will not go down there as against the will of the Lord.
It should be noted.
Now stick this in your ass.
It should be noted that he's never been in a long-term relationship, so maybe he's not sure of how to do it. He's immature when it comes to relationships, and he also lets his rage get the better of him.
Sounds like a healthy marriage.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Also, this is the one where age is definitely important. So she's 31. He's 38. So he's like almost 40, and he's like, I'm not gonna. He doesn't want foreplay so much that he's willing to divorce her. There's kind of a part of me that like respects him. You know, in his mind, no means no, and
standing his ground.
Yeah, and if he has to throw his marriage away for it, there's a part of me that respects that.
What did stand out to me was she said, bringing it up. I apologize for bringing it up in the wrong way. How did she bring it up? Maybe he's normal, and she actually just brought it up. Was like, "Eat me out, you balding, cocksucking little bitch whose mom never loved him." He's like, "I want a divorce."
And she said that.
Maybe that's the
and she said that during dinner with his parents.
Yeah,
really fucked up.
My mom's here. I like it to be dirty.
See, now this is where again it's good to point out that the person writing the question is obviously biased for their own personal agenda.
It is their pro-them propaganda. It is their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they happen to run North Korea.
Yeah,
100%. And
so because I read that where it said, "Oh, I apologize for bringing it up in the wrong way." I sort of blew over that tidbit, thinking, "Oh, she's this is a woman who's been gaslit for this entire relationship. She's been demeaned." But the other side of that is, they're at like some kid's birthday party.
She's just writing this thing. I just asked for foreplay. It happened to be in a play aerobics in front of a
We were in a bouncy castle, and I'm like, if you don't fucking motorboat me, I'm gonna slam these kids.
Yeah.
Like,
this movie sucks. Go down on me till I'm not bored.
go down on me for the rest of Nomadland.
Very good callback.
What a sad, boring movie. I would be bored getting blown watching that movie. That movie would ruin my erection.
Did it win the Academy Award for Best Picture?
It won for Best Picture. The Oscars are out of their fucking mind.
It's COVID year, so it's like different.
I don't know, but the other movie that did that blew my mind was The Artist. Remember that silent black and white film that won Best Picture?
Harvey Weinstein's pet project. Ooh,
Whoa, well,
usually behind that one.
Also innocent.
I hated that movie more than I hated what Harvey Weinstein did.
Holy shit, he's probably gonna be released tomorrow. Going, what's going on with Cosby? Who knows what Harvey Weinstein's released too?
Yeah, and then Spotify is going to give them a $70 trillion contract for a podcast.
I'd listen.
Here's honestly,
absolutely. That's why they're getting paid.
Here's the other thing that is so annoying is like when you saw pictures of Bill Cosby before and like Harvey Weinstein, it's like they're like in wheelchairs. They have like they can barely like move. They look
being
like
a rapist ages you like being a president.
Yeah, but he got released and he's fucking skipping out of there like Peter Pan and the Lost Boys. Like what the fuck?
Why? Bill Cosby is like legally blind now, right?
I'm just saying he
I
looked.
didn't even know he was in jail.
On the video, he kind of looked fine. Whereas like before, when he's going to trial, it's like they have to have like him on a burro. You know?
They're trying to make him look like defenseless and prison in
Yeah.
it.
Or jail was just really good for him. He was like, I want to
I found myself in jail.
He was doing prison workouts.
Yeah, best shit of my life.
He was getting them prison abs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And raping less in prison.
Yeah.
Aging better.
And they never asked him for any foreplay. It was amazing in prison. Yeah. It was straight to the action.
All about the main course. But for this question though, if your husband is is so close to the tipping point that you ask him for one thing in the bedroom, and also they've only been married a year and a half, like they've got a minute to go, like
That's true.
they have some time to go, and
Still
the
the
fact
honeymoon
that
phase.
he's ready to throw the relationship over
Yeah.
this thing. He kind of just probably doesn't want to be married anymore anyway. And it kind of isn't about the foreplay at all.
Well, that's the biased person asking the question. And she's like, I just asked him about foreplay and he wants to break up with me. Meanwhile, at the other 24 hours of the day, she's like fucking destroying his life, doing all this fucked up stuff. And she's like breaking beer bottles in the kitchen. She's throwing hands everywhere, bringing up shit from his personal life. And then she asks for foreplay and he doesn't want to do it. He wants a divorce. She's like, must be the foreplay.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
He goes like cunnilingus. Not that I took his credit card and went on a spending spree in Vegas.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole reason.
I had been up on bath salts and PCP for 2 days.
Nice.
I asked my husband to go down on me. This little fucking prude. Not only won't he do it, he's all, no, I don't want to go down on you while you're on bath salts. I don't want to get bitten.
Yeah.
And I can't live with a guy like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you want a guy who's going to go down on you, my advice is don't marry a black guy.
I don't get that. It's like also DJ Khaled, not fan of that
DJ
kind
Khaled,
of stuff.
yeah.
Khaled, oh my god, look at me, look how old I am. But it's like, I don't get it.
You know, it's a problem when I'm the more cultured one.
Yeah, I know. Holy shit, I'm out of touch. But it was
Yeah.
like I think going down on women is the easiest thing. First of all, I hate any physical activity. So it's just like going down on me. I'm like, thank you. It's even hard for me to go down to the foot of the bed.
Fishman's like, listen, I'm not going to run the mile, but I'll certainly eat an ice cream cone.
And even if your mouth gets tired, what you can do is you can do the trick, the lazy lingus.
The lazy lingus?
You stick your tongue out and you just use the neck muscles like.
Oh, that's really lazy. It's like brushing your teeth that way.
Yeah, the electric toothbrush.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If a girl sits on your face, it's even better. You don't have to move. You just lay down in bed. You're like, oh, just sit on my fucking face.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts while what's going on. Yeah, little Rogan during some lazy lingus.
That has to be the reason why they're really into getting AirPods, without the cords.
Yes, that's why they created them.
Yeah, otherwise it was, that was like in her butt crack. It got all weird.
Once I went down on my fiance for the entire 5-hour Alex Jones Joe Rogan episode. It was fucking great.
Okay,
I'm hearing about moon landing and lizard people, and
that sounds terrible. No one's doing that.
Sandy Hook was a hoax.
That's and
It was a false flag. That wasn't real.
False flag up.
and that's the day I proposed.
Oh, what a romantic setting.
D10 on YouTube says, hate going down on your lover? Try our new sex sauce, which comes in a variety of flavors, chocolate, strawberry, and cherry, and our new flavor we mix called Sham Chow by Nabisco.
Yeah, I
thought that was going to get racial. It's like black guys don't go down on girls. So it's like, hey, if you want we're going to go down on you, we have all these scented flavors. Watermelon, grape drink.
Here's another.
None of us can be on SNL now. None of us. We didn't say it. He said it, but now we can't be on SNL.
Yeah. But
I can't sing a goddamn Leonard Cohen song when the wrong guy wins the election. Boo-hoo! I like his bit better. The Leonard Cohen chick.
Can I also just point out that whenever it comes to like sex, like flavors, it's always sweet things. What about like us savory people? Like, why are like some things not like cheese flavored?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
MSG flavored.
Yeah. I would
Some
totally,
pussy and grits.
Yeah, I would totally eat a thong off of my boyfriend if it tasted like Cheese Whiz. Like, where's that market?
Yeah.
Hey, we can market this. I think this is like the start of something.
Like Doritos flavored lube.
Yeah.
Yum.
Ultra hot Takis
Almost
flavor.
sucked that dick.
I don't know how Carl's Jr. hasn't gotten in on this. You know what I mean?
Seriously. Okay.
Bacon cheese cocks.
Cooler ranch.
Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. We're gonna start this business.
Jalapenos.
We're gonna start this business, and then we're gonna go into Shark Tank, and it's gonna
100%.
be Mark Cuban.
Mr. Cuban, do you like pussy? Do you like cheese
Do
doodles?
like this. Yeah, 10% steak. Steak flavor too. Wait, what? All right.
Oh, AshleyMadison.com will have Cheetos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god, this is the best idea ever.
You know that creepy Mr. Wonderful's going to be the way you're going, go on. I'll do this.
Yeah. No,
I'll do it for free.
They're all gonna. Yeah, they're gonna be fighting.
His
over
head
it.
looks like a cheese flavored peanut.
He's a Canadian, I think, which freaked me out when I learned that.
Gross.
There was a comic who had a joke about that. He was like, "Oh, it's really scary. He's probably gonna be the next president of Canada, or prime minister, whatever they have up there."
Yeah.
Whatever
they have up there.
That weird whole other country.
Yeah. But yeah, so going back to this question, I think that, listen, your marriage is donezo because first of all, you are definitely withholding information from us. Something else happened.
Yeah, the more we talked about that, the less I was on her side, which kind of shocked me. Like, he sounds like an asshole, but then it's like, you're leaving out important details.
You know, years gone by. And to be fair, I guess, like, you know, the last year has been very hard as far as COVID. Like, it was certainly a test for all relationships. But however, that being said, if according to your words, he wants to throw the marriage away over doing foreplay, it's about something else, and it's time to just get that divorce.
We have a zero play policy in this household, Linda. You knew this when you married me.
Totally a Linda.
Well, there's during the pandemic, some people like picked up new hobbies or anything. This guy was willing to try a bunch of new things, but not fingering his girl.
Yeah.
He's like, I bought this room for you. It's like making carpets.
Also,
he's
like, making carpets, but not eating carpet.
She's got to be furious. She's watching him like get into carpentry or like stamp collecting. She's like, hey, there's another thing you can maybe get into.
Yeah, not your pubes, Linda.
He's putting the strawberry flavored lube on cupcakes. It's like, that's not what it's for.
That may be it. Maybe she doesn't shave.
Oh, man. A really big shag carpet.
That may be something she's leaving out, too.
But see, that's like such a fixable issue.
Yeah,
so, I mean, so...
maybe so. So in the end, she's the one who's really throwing the marriage away by not getting a wife.
So your logic is, she has a big bush. She says, listen, we need to do foreplay.
He's like, I will divorce you before I will go down in that fucking jungle of it.
Which is, again...
Last time I was down there, I got bit. What the hell?
She's an ex-boyfriend still tangled up down there.
He had a key to our house. He
was not my husband. He was a cohabitant.
Here we see my wife's ex-boyfriend in his natural habitat, enjoying bush, and he lives it.
Like Bindi Irwin sticks her head up out of the bush. Yeah.
Someone agrees with me on there. That's awesome.
Yes. Joel says, Matt has a point. I prefer to floss after I eat, not well. John says, this guy probably takes her to a restaurant and splits the entree and nothing else. Joel says, this question makes no sense to me. I can't imagine this happening. Spread them legs. It's time for me to draw the alphabet.
Yo, I do that. When I first did it. I was like, read it online to do the alphabet. I'm like, all right. And it worked.
What if you do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, because it's the same melody as the alphabet?
That's pretty good. Yo, I should.
I get it's the sound that's weird.
You make the shapes with your tongue, really. Like,
you're not actually singing.
Not on the videos I watch.
There's videos of them.
Videos? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, not a Fishman. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Fishman, here's how you do it.
I'm just saying that, like,
I want to start singing other songs, like some Third Eye Blind.
Yeah. Sweet Caroline.
I sing Sweet Nice Long.
I just sound like someone with Down syndrome trying to sing Sweet Caroline.
I go down there and sing that 17-minute Bob Dylan song about JFK. You know?
No, really not going to snell up to that.
Stairway to Heaven.
Didn't Mike Myers have a sketch where he played a guy with like Down syndrome? He had a helmet on and shit. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
dude, you can get away
He
with
was
shit
attached
like
to a jungle
that.
gym.
Also,
SNL did a sweatshop sketch with Asian voice 4 years before they fired Shane Gillis.
Also, I just finished the series Work in Progress, and it's talking about remember the old sketch Pat?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah. Pat is totally not okay now.
And
It's
they made a movie of her.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
yeah.
Can you believe people have a problem with blackface now too? Back in the day when we could just have a good time.
Seriously.
That's those days.
That's so sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So
Alec Baldwin owned a sweatshop while he was playing Trump on there.
and
No, Alec Baldwin played a Japanese guy on SNL sketch. I remember the sketch. Chris Farley got his testicles hooked up to him like
I
electrode.
remember
It was Gren Gary, Gren Ross.
Bazing. Very good.
Yeah. Well, perfect. I think that we answered this question. I think, or do we have any other final advice? Yeah.
Absolutely. Wait, what was the question?
This is the one about the husband's going to leave her because he doesn't want to go down.
No foreplay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. Give him foreplay in his sleep, and then he wakes up getting foreplay, and then he's like, "This isn't so bad."
But what's her definition of foreplay? She's like,
true.
I'm going to whip you on the balls with this. And it's like, no, I don't want that. It's like, this guy doesn't want to do foreplay.
That's true. Oh, yeah. What if she's a freak?
Yeah. What's her definition?
Yeah.
I think she has to. Because again, like...
I mean, it wasn't even that big a strap on, and he's fucking crying, and now he wants to leave.
Yeah.
Won't let me peg him with this giant dildo.
Pego.
I said. I like that.
Pego, that's actually going to be what you can put your Doritos flavored lube on.
There,
yeah, that's
Pegos.
the accessory to our...
Pego by Fisher Price, my first strap on.
When Lego gets into the sex toy business.
I get to build my own. It's square shape. Hurts a little going in the first one.
Next week on YouPorn, the Pego movie. The Pego movie.
Look, this one's attached to Yoda.
Don't you hate it when you're walking around the house and you step on a Pego?
Yeah. It just goes right up your ass. I hate that. It sucks.
I got the old knockoff version, so they keep coming off inside me.
Yeah.
It detaches at the base.
What foreplay, like, is he telling you don't suck my dick? I don't like getting blowjobs. Let's just have sex. I'm not sure that's it. Because in that case, wake him up with the blowjob. He'll come around on him.
Maybe she's using too much teeth.
Yeah.
He doesn't like foreplay. He says it bleeds too much.
Yeah.
He's tired of his Johnson looking like that zebra gum.
Afterwards. He wants to break up with me just to make his dick bleed every day.
Was that fruit stripe gum?
I believe
That's
it's
a callback.
Yeah.
It is.
Wow, man.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, only millennials got that joke. If you were a kid in the 90s, you got that joke.
Geriatric millennials.
Worst
Holy
tasting
shit.
gum on the face of the
Actually,
earth.
if a girl called my junk juicy fruit, that'd be pretty hot.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I can see that.
If I was Native American, I would name my dick Big Red.
Opposite, my fiance calls me fruity juice. I find it very offensive. I'm like, we're done with foreplay. If you
My
keep that
balls
kind
are
of
the
talk
Doublemint twins.
So much
Yeah. Yeah, gum is slutty.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, perfect. I think we answered the question. Should we do one more?
Absolutely. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. We are taking one more from the wild animals on Reddit. Write your questions to us at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com or watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube.
I drafted a prenup for my now ex-girlfriend and she got mad at me and basically ghosted me. I'm 35 and my
Well, it just says foreplay. It just says foreplay.
It's 34. We were going strong, and we were in a relationship for around 7 years, and I was getting ready to propose because we were on the same page. But recently, I got paranoid because I have a lot of friends who have gotten divorced, and they changed significantly. Where they used to be outgoing people, now they're shut-ins and depressed. I had a bro talk with one of my friends who his wife, he and his wife just got divorced. He feels like it's unfair that she gets half of his assets, even though he had more money before they got married, but laws are laws. He feels cheated because he worked hard for his stuff and he's going to lose half of it. He also told me to get a prenup so that the same thing doesn't happen to me. And he told me to spread the word. I followed his advice and got a prenup and presented it to my girlfriend. She looked at me like I was crazy and just walked out of the apartment. This was a few weeks ago. She hasn't picked up or responded to any of my texts, and I think I've definitely screwed this up. But in the future, how do I protect my assets without offending my future fiance? And I'm not rich, by the way. I'm an office clerk. I don't have investments, but I do pay my rent on time. She wasn't after my money.
Oh my God. Dude, I was so on your side. I was so on your side.
I was there too.
I know. So
That's $1,000.
once again, males being completely delusional, even though females are always cast as the crazy ones. Here is a perfect example of a crazy man who is obviously not rich. He doesn't own a house. He doesn't have any investments, but he quote unquote pays his rent on time and he's the one that's going to his fiance with a prenup for the $3 he has in his bank account.
You're saying you won't marry me unless I sign this thing saying I won't take half of your vinyl collection.
I gotta
Fuck
protect.
you,
I
Gary.
gotta protect all my vintage shot glasses and packages of beef jerky.
Yeah, I mean,
That Jimmy Buffett poster is signed. No, you can't have it.
I mean, in my opinion, I think that she left because obviously she saw the crazy. I mean, they had been together for a long time, but the fact that he came to her and said, "Oh, I want this prenup," it's, putting those boundaries in place again when you don't really have a lot of money to begin with. It's just not a good start to the marriage. And
you paid
totally
the lawyer
applaud-
half of your net worth to draw this up.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? I can't marry someone this stupid.
She might be his sugar mama.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're signing a prenup?"
Yes.
Good point.
But I just think that she saw the situation for what it was, and I hope she's off and doing bigger and better things because she deserves it. This guy, being so, I've got to protect myself. I'm so great. It's
I
just
have
like,
an autographed baseball with the 1998 Yankees.
Yeah.
She's not taking that away from me.
When my limited knowledge about prenups, this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because for the most part,
You didn't have Amy sign a prenup?
no. I have a couple $1,000 at my highest point in any given year. So
How are you going to
mean-
protect all of this Pinot Grigio sponsorship money?
oh my god, it'd be so funny.
Write something on there. Wait. Okay, no, I didn't write anything yet.
if you try to take half my wine, how dare you? I will fight you in court for it. I will spend every penny I have to keep this wine.
She's going to get herself a third glass of wine, and you're like,
Yeah.
God damn it, Amy, it's in the prenup.
And we don't have enough money to pay the lawyers, so we have to perform foreplay on our lawyers to fight for our Pinot Grigio.
What I was wondering was his friends. He's like, all of my friends have gotten divorces. It's like, what kind of friends do you like? No one has had like a marriage that, like, I have a lot of friends that got married. They're all still married.
Yeah.
Do you guys have friends that got married and got divorced?
It's a mixed. Yeah, it's a mix. Like some friends stayed married and some got divorced.
Yeah,
Zero.
marriages don't last at all anymore. They're fucking dumb.
Also,
Wait,
this
okay,
guy,
congratulations, by the way.
this guy is the drag on the group because all of his friends who got divorced had money.
Yeah.
So they're just
Yeah.
like giving their poor friend advice, like, "Yeah, get a prenup, I guess." I mean, they're just like being nice to him.
This is like when a poor
but-
person puts rims on a fucking Toyota Camry or some shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hey,
like,
he's an office clerk.
his friend is saying like he lost half of his stuff, but again, we also don't know how much money he has. Now, again, like if we're talking about like
My friend lost his autographed baseball. I don't want to lose mine.
like, but if you're talking about someone who is like legit has a lot of money, like like if I fell in love with the guy and we were gonna get married and he had like $10 million and he said, "Look, we're gonna sign a prenup. If we get divorced, you get like 200,000." I would be like, I don't even want that. Like, I would not want. I wouldn't want a penny of his money just because I just want it. I just don't like the feeling of that. Like, I don't want. I like that.
You know
like,
what? You know what helps with that feeling? $200,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie Murphy had a brilliant bit about that. It was one of Eddie Murphy's best bits. It's like, yeah, that's how everybody, for the most part, genuinely feels at the beginning of a marriage when they love the other person, when they're fighting because that other person cheated on them. Then they're like, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, now they're pissed.
Chris Rock had a similar bit too about that.
When you break up, that's when you're breaking up because you're pissed at each other and you hate each other. And of course, you'll take the money of somebody you fucking hate right now.
There's
So that's why you got to get them.
There's another bit of Eddie Murphy's I liked a little better. It was revisited in the later album.
Really?
Well, I'll tell you after. You don't want to really get canceled.
Wait,
It's
I'm going to get... Wait, that's worse than the shit you said in the previous question. All right, now I really want to hear
Remember
it.
what Chris Rock said about like O.J. Simpson, how he agrees with the fact that he might have killed his wife because she was going to divorce him. And he was like, ever hear of a divorce? It's like they take half of your money. And he's like, I'm not saying you should have killed her, but I understand. And he's like, I'm not going to move into my mother's basement. And he's like, because you want half. And he's like, listen, he's a millionaire. It's not going to be a big deal. You're a millionaire. You get half the money. You get the money. You're not starving. But if you're making $20,000 a year, you're gonna have to kill your wife.
Right? Yeah. No, I do.
And they also there's
bit.
people who've worked in entertainment or sports who they get divorced at the year they made the most money, and they just have to pay their
Right.
wife that money years
Exactly.
after they're not making that money anymore.
Well,
Like Bobby
that's
Vanilla in The
very
Mess.
Charlie, but also Charlie Sheen as well. Like that's what he like. So he got divorced when he was like making all the money from
2.5
Yeah, 2.5 men.
He also probably gave his wife AIDS. so-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's
what
yeah.
might be.
It's like Dave Foley. Remember Dave Foley from Kids in the Hall?
Yeah, that's
He was
the
like,
one
yeah,
that,
he can't go back to like this is now you can go back to Canada. It's been resolved, but he owed his ex-wife so much money in Canada. A judge is like, you ever come back into Canada, you're going to be arrested.
Really?
Holy
Like
shit.
it was a Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't go back to Canada right now because she's like pretty much just to pay her like $10,000 a month or so. It was like insane.
Oh wow.
That's nuts,
But I
man.
think like things were like hashed
Yeah.
out. So and then he got married again and got divorced again. So I'm like, fucking Dave
Yeah.
Foley, what are you thinking,
Yeah.
buddy?
Like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
you were barred from your country of origin because of marriage. How are you doing this again?
Yeah.
He
How are you
believes in
doing
love.
this
He
again?
believes in love.
Yeah, he should have been a cohabitant.
He should have,
Yeah.
dude. I would be
So
cohabitating for life.
If there's
I would be
anybody
like,
who
fuck
I would
this.
understand cohabitating, it would be this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel on YouTube says, I was on his side until he said, do you want fries with that? By the way, his now ex-fiance is now fucking his recently divorced friend.
Whoa, Joel.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
And his friends like divorced her, so he can go there.
I was-
All
and-
scam.
Yeah, in a situation where the guy does have a lot of money and wants the wife to sign a prenup, that comes up a lot. And it's like, as
Yeah.
a woman, like, I'm offended that you would even think I would
Yeah.
do that. And it's like, okay, how many examples are there of times where the woman's like, you know
Right.
what? I don't want your money.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
divorce happens.
It's a
like,
tough conversation to have, even if you do have a lot of money, because it does. It's hard to bring it up in a way that is not going to come across to your significant other as
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
Or
Yeah,
that I ultimately expect this marriage to end.
exactly.
That's
And so
the
it's
offensive part.
yes, and it's a tough way. It's a tough thing to bring up because it's going to have that sort of feeling, even if you phrase it in the best possible way. That said, the more money you have, the more they're going to see past that in that, hey, this is kind of reasonable. This is normal.
Yeah.
When you got a couple $1,000 at most in the bank and
He
they're
pays
doing it,
his rent, Jake.
Right.
He pays his rent on time. How many times we gotta say it?
yes.
He pays his one bill.
If what we're prenupping is the lease on a 2-bedroom,
Yes.
In
oh
a
my
flyover
God,
state.
waterfront.
it's Joel says
Funny.
dude should learn the alphabet and he wouldn't need a prenup. But dude, with my limited knowledge about prenups, for the most part, I mean, the way those things generally work, they protect the things you had before the marriage.
Yeah.
Because if he's worried about what if I make all this money once we're married, oh, dude, the prenup doesn't keep that safe.
Well, I think it can go either way. It can say if like I think you can basically craft it how you want. It can
Yeah.
either protect what you had before, or you could say, okay, like in the event that we get divorced, this is how much you get, etc. Like I think I if I'm not mistaken, I think you can. Well, I don't
Right,
know,
but that's
actually.
a tougher thing because then the other person can argue, well, I supported them while
I
they were
watched
building
your
their
kids,
career.
so
I
you could
watched
go
the
and do Good
kids. I
Morning
did all that.
America.
It's if you end up making it big while you're together, it's tough to have a prenup for shit that's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
It's the prenup is for shit in the past. That's like we're coming to this. I
Maybe
have
that's
this
why
much, you have
2
that
questions ago they had a 13-year engagement.
Yeah.
Because the whole time he's like, let's stay engaged till I make all my money, then we can get married.
Do you know
That's
who
the
this?
move.
Do you know who this makes me think of? Is the guy? God, I can't think of his name right now, but the guy who did The Big Sick. Like
Big
that.
Sick.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that guy and his girlfriend or his wife were, it's like, that was like that was their story of how they got
Yeah.
together. And then he, now he's
Jacked.
really famous.
Now he's
jacked.
he's like steroid jack.
Yeah,
Weird.
and-
If they break up, does she get half of his
But that's
muscles?
what I'm- but that's what I'm saying. Like in that
he goes
that's,
down on her, he'll break her pelvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks at it.
yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
I get half of his supply of Lance Armstrong pills.
Yeah.
He's mine now.
But it is one of those situations. Yeah, like Jake said, it's kind of like how you bring it up, and it's what you're implying that you think the marriage will ultimately fail. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that if someone said that to me, I would. I don't know. I don't think I would be that affected by it. But at the same
But
time,
you're desperate.
I'll be back.
I'm over 30. Okay. Someone needs to propose to me now. Okay.
You're a 23-year-old girl. You're at college. And the guy's like signing up. I'm like, I'll find someone who'll let me take their money.
Let's just say if Hot Girl Summer still applied to me, I would have dreams, you know?
Hot Girl Summer, White Boy Summer. I'm sick of people naming the summers. Like this summer is going to be this summer. I don't even get. Okay, I don't even get.
The summer is
what
sleeveless.
does Hot Girl Summer mean? Just like girls dress hot in the summer?
I think it's sleeveless comedian who wear backwards hats summer.
There we go. That's going to be yours, bud.
Yes.
There we go.
I don't even.
Bath salt summer for Jake too.
Judging by the heat going on, it's probably our last summer alive.
Yeah,
for me,
I think so too.
Every summer of the year and every month of the year is bath salt summer.
Nice.
I don't give a shit if I got a goddamn parka on. It is bath salt summer.
Do you guys remember the Seinfeld where George wanted to get out of his engagement and Kramer's like, just ask her for a prenup? And he's like, she'll be so offended, she'll break off the marriage. And he does it, and she laughs at him. She's like, I make more money than you do.
Yes.
And she goes, give me the papers, I'll sign it.
Yeah,
and there was never a Seinfeld reunion, right? But if you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, there's a season where Larry David wants to do a Seinfeld reunion just to get his ex-wife back. And you actually see the episode they made. It's the closest we'll ever get to a Seinfeld reunion. And it ends because George supposed to be that he was married and got divorced in the interim.
I do remember that episode.
Yeah. And it ends with him going like, yeah, my ex-wife is finally going to take me back. Like, congratulations, George. He's like, no. He goes, what's wrong? He goes, she wants me to sign a prenup. And I'm like, that is awesome. I wish it was a real reunion.
Yeah.
It was such like a good, like, just call back to that old joke.
Yeah.
And it's really good.
Yeah. No, that is good. So I think ultimately for this guy, listen, you need to be realistic about what you're bringing to the table. You know, this inflated ego you have that you need to protect. Yeah. As Jake said, the lease on your 2-bedroom, be a bit more realistic.
It's kind of like all of his friends have really big dicks and they're like, when he's got a small one and they're like, so you got to be careful not to pound too hard. And he's like, yeah, I got it. It's like, not, you don't.
Yeah.
You're just talking. Your friends are all in a different situation than you.
Because what do you say? What do you say if you're that friend? You know, he's like, yeah. I think you said this where he's like, should I get a prenup? Yeah. Yeah,
sure.
You should have been it. You totally have.
My wife took half of my stuff. You don't want to lose half of your stuff. That's like that cool thing you did that one time.
Yeah.
You got that thing. She don't want your wife to take it. No.
She can walk out the door with literally hundreds of dollars. Okay, so you need to get this done.
You may not be able to pay your rent on time.
Yeah. Okay. So what other final advice do we have for this 35-year-old male?
So his wife has walked out at this point and hasn't talked.
She just straight up ghosted him, which again, she's kind of my hero. She just was like, hell's no, and just walked out and just ghosted someone that you've been in a relationship with for 7 years. Like, what a star.
That's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah. It's so badass.
Yeah.
I love it.
Power move.
My advice for this guy would be
do you want to put this on?
Start dating other women at this point and maybe show a power move. You're with another girl and this other girl comes back and be like, then you can kind of be, you have options now.
Yeah, both girls, like Jake's old possible landlord. Two chicks at once.
Yeah,
2 Chinese girls.
Yeah. My advice: keep paying your rent on time. You want to be a responsible adult.
Yeah. You don't want to hurt your credit score.
Right.
Certainly not.
Yeah, and don't be stupid anymore.
Stop
trying to get girls to sign a prenup when you have no money.
And when we come out with it, please buy our Doritos flavored lube. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you love prenups to the point to where you're getting them when you don't need them and they don't matter. You know what you need that to matter. So you have to get rich. Well, how do I get rich? It's not simple. Yes, it is. And I'm glad you asked. Love Gurus is coming out with their own cryptocurrency. Yes.
Cryptocurrency.
Yes. Buy our NFT. It's going to blow up. You're going to have so much money. I mean, women are going to be writing prenups for you. You're going to have so much money. It's going to be crazy. Awesome. So I guess just buy our NFT, buy our cryptocurrency, get rich off that, and then a prenup will be necessary. Why are you a lowly office clerk? Because you have not invested in the Love Gurus podcast cryptocurrency.
NFT, it's a fascinating thing.
We
like
should
that meme
make
with a girl with a smile. Remember there was like a meme where a girl's like smiling, the house is on fire in the background.
Yeah.
She like made money off of it. Like
Yeah.
she's like really rich now.
There's
because of
another
that.
who else? Charlie Bit My Finger also
Really?
made an NFT.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, you know who's really upset about that girl smiling NFT? The poor arson that lit the fire. He gets none of that money. He gets none of
He's
that
like,
money.
oh, I did this to be noticed. It's only literally blew
Yeah.
up my face, which I also
I was
want.
gonna say he's just sat there fuming.
This is worse than the last when my ex-wife took half of my stuff and I couldn't pay my rent on time.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
God, that plan really went up in flames.
Oh.
Joel says, my advice is ask another question. Jake just opened a new bottle. Jake just opened a new bottle. I'm going to have to miss next week. Oh shit! Miss next week. That's all right. That's fair, man. We missed last week, so what are you gonna do?
We'll catch you next time.
I'm impressed, Jake. I thought for sure that wine had a screw lid on it.
I saw that. You kicked ass with that.
Dude, I you know,
he doesn't mess around. It's that's actually he and Amy's foreplay. Is Jake opens the bottle of wine with his
that's not our foreplay specifically, but it does involve a corkscrew. Yeah. So let me get this. This is Joel on YouTube. So let me get this straight. Dude was worried about keeping his McDonald's gift cards and not his future Powerball winnings.
They don't expire. They don't expire. That's valid currency. A McDonald's gift card. Yeah.
That's a good point.
I will say, I mean, it depends on what gift cards I have. I'd sign a prenup for my Dave and Buster's gift card.
Oh hell yeah!
McDonald's, I would
ski ball ain't free.
McDonald's, I would be like, you know what, honey, I love you, and I'm okay if you take half of my McDonald's gift card.
Really?
Yeah.
McDonald's, I'm okay with.
Because I kind of love a McDonald's gift card because it's like you don't want to like just straight up go to McDonald's, but it's like if you have a gift card, you're like, well, I gotta go because I got a gift card,
right?
You know, like
but that's
the guilt.
But that's the sacrifice I'm willing
feel
to
like
make
you're
for
a
the
kid
love
again,
of my life.
you know?
A Red Lobster gift card? Get the fuck out of here!
Oh
We're
yeah,
signing
fuck
about
off! These are my cheddar biscuits.
Yeah.
I would go straight up O.J. Simpson over a Red Lobster gift card.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, I would confess. I would brag about it. I'd be like, Your Honor, I should be let off. You know what I mean?
Like $15 worth of Red Lobster.
This was self-defense.
I think honestly, any sane judge would let you off on that defense.
Yeah.
Red Lobster,
dude.
My lawyer.
I call to evidence the amazing cheddar biscuits they serve at Red Lobster.
So
takes one bite, innocent.
I would be my own lawyer. I would get myself up. I would go full Matthew McConaughey in A Time to Kill. I would just be, now imagine the Red Lobster gift card was yours, jury. Imagine the Red Lobster gift card was yours. You would have hacked her head off and that stupid waiter she was friends with. They were coming home with their carry-out boxes. Fuck you. You would have stabbed them and taken their carry-out.
Yeah, got to put yourself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
That's really
100%.
Yeah. But perfect. I think we answered that question. I think we answered all of the questions superbly cohabitarily well.
Absolutely. Stay true to your cohabitators.
Mitochondriac.
Mitochondrially.
We totally went down on those questions.
The powerhouse of the question answer.
And perform a little mitochondria on your significant other. It'll keep them from leaving. You know? Joel says, I'll be MIA next week without the internet. I've said it before and do my best to spread the word of the Love Gurus. Absolutely. He says, Love Gurus is the best fucking thing on YouTube.
Man.
Take care of y'all. Oh, thank you, Joel.
Joel, you're the best. We love it when you
love you,
comment.
Wow.
So
You know Joel? You met him? He's just a fan?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
That's awesome. Joel kicks ass.
He's a good guy. Joel
great.
fucking rocks, dude.
Joel's very funny too.
Joel
He's got
rocks.
a lot of really good.
Yes, as does D10, as does John
D10.
F.
If Joel was that landlord, he would have fucked those two Chinese bitches.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he said that, didn't he?
He would have sealed the deal. I think
He was joking because Joel gets bits, but if Joel was really that landlord, Joel would be fucking.
Yeah.
I clicked on this thing, but I can pop these up on the screen. That's cool. I just realized that now. I can read the I can pop these up on the.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm learning how computers work, people.
You gotta
This is fun.
You gotta
It's
start doing
educational.
super chats.
Yes.
Welcome
Super-
to the internet.
I don't know what a damn super chat is. What
That's
is
a good
that?
voiceover.
That's people can pay and their comments get higher priority.
Oh,
And they'll
no.
donate to the show.
Really?
Fucking A.
Yeah. And then you got to sign a prenup because of all the
Yeah.
super chat money.
I am not letting my fiance take all $25 I made off of Super Chat this week. You buy your own Big Mac. All right. All right, but this is love you too, John, on YouTube. We love all the listeners. Until next time, write us questions at loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com. Check us out every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to Matt Maran. Thank you to Matt Fishman.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you to all the listeners. Until next week. Later.